Ashley came to me to work as a leadership student while she was in school. And when I told somebody that she was going to be my next student, they said, "Oh, you know her story, don't you?" And I was like, "No, I don't know her story." And they said, "Oh, well, she changed and went to nursing school because of Angie, who was one of my nurses, and said she totally influenced her when she was here as a patient, and that's why she's in nursing school and she wants to come work and be an OB nurse."
I remember her talking with me about, gosh, I wish I could do what you do. I wish I could be a nurse. And so I shared with her how when I decided to become a nurse, that was not my first profession either. I had 2 little girls at that time, and I remember watching those nurses and all the things that they did, and I thought, gosh, I wish I could do that. And I did. And so I encouraged Ashley to do the same thing. I said, you can do whatever you want to do. And she did it.
I had the 3 kids here and just had this moving feeling. While I was here, the nurse that I had for my delivery was just amazing, happy, wonderful, encouraging. And every nurse that I had here during delivery were amazing people I will never, ever forget. And I told her, I said, "You will be part of my life forever. And I wish I could do what you're doing for other people." And she said, "You can do this." I said, "No, I can't do this." And she said, "Yes, you can do this. I did this, you can do this." And here I am, left my career and took this leap, and never been, more happy than what I am right now.
I'm proud to be a nurse, and I'm really proud that she thought that nursing was a great profession as well. And I was happy to be part of that. Very happy and excited to see her today.
I'm very proud to know that the staff takes pride in their work and they want to take that influence to other people and can change lives. It's fabulous.
The Medication Assistance Program is for patients who don't have any medical insurance. So once I talk to them, I get more information to determine whether or not they're eligible for the Medication Assistance Program.
When you come right down to it, it's really just about helping people. Getting them better in the hospital is just the first step. And that's Parkview's mission, is we want to be not just a hospital. We want to be a community health advocate. And it's kind of hard to say you're a community health advocate if you just make people better and say, okay, well, you're on your own until the next time we see you in our ER. We want to make people better, we want them to stay better, and with the MAP program and the transition to the Huntington Free Clinic, I think we can do that in Huntington County.
I've had patients who look at me and cry because they're so happy and so, gracious for the help that we're getting. And, yes, they're very, very thankful. I had one lady look at me with tears in her eyes and she said, "I don't know what I would have done without it." So people are definitely appreciative of the assistance.
We're here to work with our community, to be a part of that community, to better the health of our community. And it's not about, our bottom line. It's about how we meet the needs of this community and the people that walk through this door, and having those services available, the best services. But I think that is really the number one focus as we talk about generosity and giving to the hospital. You're not giving to the hospital, you're giving back to this community.
I think for a 50-year-old, I was extremely active. I was probably in the best shape I had been in 15, 20 years. I had already been on some 40, 50-mile bike rides. I was gearing up for, another summer on the road with my biking buddies, and that came to a pretty quick halt. Well, one, I'd never heard of Guillain-Barré, and you keep thinking, well, it's going to go away. Well, it didn't go away. I'd lost the ability to dress myself. I couldn't button a button. I couldn't tie my shoes. I couldn't, I don't know why these strange things hit me. I could put a key in the ignition of the car, but I couldn't turn. It took 2 hands, and it took trying to do that. I had lost the sensation and ultimately the use of my hands within about 5 or 6 days.
So with Troy's case, with the diagnosis that Troy has, is not really that common. So it's not like we see lots of those kinds of patients, but certainly the approach or the treatment plan would be similar for other patients. It's just that in Troy's case, it was much more severe.
I've known Holly Sale for 35 years and you know, considered Holly a friend for a long, long time. Literally on the way home from the Regional Medical Center, Dawn dialed the number for me. And I got Holly on the phone and said, Holly, here's my diagnosis, here's what I'm gonna need. And she said, no problem.
Troy was a great worker in all our sessions, and I think everybody enjoyed working with him. I enjoyed working with him. He just has a great personality, and like I said before, he liked to ride bikes, I like to ride bikes. We had a connection right there.
The patient has to want to get better, and they have to want to, work in the process, because sometimes it's not always easy. And that is where that relationship, between the therapist and the patient is so critical.
I got the best care that anybody could get. Again, right here with folks that, I now consider friends. I wouldn't have changed anything, over the last 16 months. I mean, other than to not have acquired Guillain-Barré to begin with, but given that was the path we were heading down, I wouldn't have changed anything on this path.